Hi, today we're going to work on solving for y, part 1. Namely, in this handout, we're going to practice solving for y again and again. Now, in this handout, you are given some space to work out these problems, but you're going to have to be very careful with your handwriting to make sure that you have enough space to work these out. So let's begin together on problem number 1. Actually, before that, let's write a couple of notes up at the top of your paper. Your goal, whenever you solve these problems, is to make sure that y is alone and positive. That's what you're trying to do, is get the y alone. So step 1 of every time is you have to find out where is the y and then begin removing pieces from it. Your basic process to do this is to look at what's happening on the same side of the equal sign with the y and then do the opposite of what is happening to get rid of the thing. All right, now let's look at problem number 1. So to help me whenever I work through these problems, I start by finding the equal sign and always drawing a river, so to speak, straight down through the equal sign. And that separates the right side of my problem from the left side of my problem. And that helps me to identify clearly what I need to move from one side to the other. So here is my y. That is what I need to get completely alone. So we have a 2x and we have a 3. If you have a term that is completely separate from the y, like this 2x, begin by removing it first. This 2x, currently it is positive. I know that that 2x is positive, not because of this plus sign, but because there is no minus sign in front of the 2x. So if there's nothing right here, that means it is positive. And we said a moment ago, do the opposite to get rid of a term. So the opposite of a positive is a negative. Let's subtract 2x. And what you do on one side of the river, that's right, you do to the other. Now, we bring down the 3y because the 2x's cancel. And we have to decide what's going to happen on the right side of the equal sign. This 4 is just a constant term 4. While this minus 2x has a variable. You cannot merge those together saying, hey, 4 minus 2 is just 2x and walk away. You cannot. Because this minus 2x has a variable, it has to stay its own term. And so you just write these out sideways. We don't know what the x stands for, which is why we have to do that. Okay, so now I have a 3 here with the y. Remembering that a letter and a number side by side are multiplying. So what do we do to get rid of something that is multiplying? You do the opposite. The opposite of multiplying is, that's right, dividing. And what you do on one side of the river, you do to the other side of the river. Every term on the other side of the river gets divided by 3. Everybody gets divided by 3. So these 3's on the left now cancel, leaving you with just y. And we look to see if anything can reduce on the right side. Can negative 2 over 3 reduce? No, it cannot. Can positive 4 divided by 3 reduce? No, it cannot. And that is your final answer. The end. Done. Let's go look at problem number 4 together. Here in problem number 4, again, I find the equal sign and I draw a river straight down through it. Now, let's identify what we're solving for. The y. I need to get the y alone. So to get the y alone and positive, we see what's with it. I have a 3 and I have a minus 4x. So I'm going to get rid of this x term first, just like we did in problem number 1. So how do we get rid of a minus 4x? What's the opposite of subtracting? Adding, that's right. And what you do on one side, you do to the other. That's right. So my 4x's now cancel on the left side of the river, leaving just a 3y. And again, we have this question of, can I combine 6 and 4 to make 10? No, I cannot. Why not? Because there's an x, a variable is on that 4. So this is just 4x plus 6 there on the right side of the equal sign. All right. Now we just need to get rid of the 3. How do we do that? So a letter and a number side by side, they are, multiplying. The opposite of multiplying is, dividing. So let's do that. And what you do on one side of the river, you bet you do to the other. So every term gets divided by 3. Those 3's on the left cancel out, leaving me with y equals, can we reduce 4 over 3? No, it does not reduce. Can we reduce 6 and 3? Oh yeah, 6 divided by 3 is just 2, so plus 2. And there you go. All right, that wasn't bad. Let's go look at problem number 2. Back up to the top. So we draw our river through the equal sign. Now this problem has been known to throw people off because the y is on the right. That's okay. So we're still going to get the y alone. Let's get rid of the term that is being added or subtracted to the y first. I hope you're starting to see a pattern. So this 2 is currently adding. To get rid of it, we subtract 2 on both sides. That's right. So now the 2's have canceled out on the right side of the river because I'm getting y alone. Do we subtract 3 minus 2 and just say 1? No, we don't do that because there's a variable involved. 3x minus 2 equals 4y. Okay, what's our final step? I'm hoping you're starting to remember. Yeah, we need to get rid of the 4. How do we do that? Divide. Excellent. So we're going to divide all 3 terms, the 2 on the left and the 1 on the right, by 4. Does 3 and 4 reduce? No. Does 2 and 4 reduce? Yes, it does. But does it make 2 or does it make 1/2? The smaller number is in the numerator on the top. So the smaller number needs to stay on the numerator on the top. It makes 1/2. And there is your final answer. Let's do number 3 together really fast. There's my equal sign. Draw the river. What's my goal? Get y alone. So what do I have to get rid of? Anything adding or subtracting? Nope. So just the 4. How do I get rid of the 4? Just divide. Divide every term by the 4. See, you were scared and this one was really easy. These 4's cancel. And y equals. So 4 and 8. 8 and 4. Does 8 divide by 4 and reduce? Yes, it does. It makes 2x minus 2 divided by 4, which makes, that's right, 1/2. Wasn't that easy? You're becoming an expert, aren't you? All right. So to finish this off, let's go look at problem number 8. No. Yeah, we'll do that. You know, some days it's just hard to make decisions. What can I say? All right, so problem number 8. I bet you can do this one without me. Why don't you pause the video, try to do it, and then check with me and see what you got to see if we match. Did you subtract 4x from both sides? I hope so. Did you cancel out the 4x's on the left, leaving you with a negative 3y equals negative 4x plus 10 on the right? I sure hope so. This is where people get stuck, is they forget that negative right there on the 3. You've got to have that. It was up in the original problem, so we have to have it here also. Okay, so did you divide every term by a negative 3? All right. I bet you did. I bet you're doing really great. Finally, y equals. What's a negative divided by a negative? Did you say positive 4/3 x? I hope so. And what is a positive divided by a negative? Did you say negative 10/3? That's awesome. Okay. Your job is to finish this handout. We've done almost half of them together. We've done 5 of the 12. So you've just got 7 problems. Remember, if you need any help, come and talk to me, and I will be very happy to help you. Have a great day.